guys, what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rides. I'm back here at Walker Ford, sunny Clearwater, Florida, because guess what? We're gonna try to help you answer that question, where should you spend your Mustang money? What we're gonna do is we're gonna compare a 2019 EcoBoost Mustang, or I should say Mustang EcoBoost, with some nice options. That brings the price up closer to this 2019 Mustang GT base model. And that really is the big question. What is important to you? Do you need all that extra horsepower, and are you willing to give up what tech pieces and interior pieces which you're gonna find on this particular Mustang EcoBoost? But as you are aware, Mustang's been around since 1964 and a half, unveiled at the New York World's Fair. Since then, it's been a whirlwind. Not only has it changed car, technology and the whole industry, but also, believe it or not, has changed culture of the United States when it comes to having fun in a car, muscle cars, and all that great stuff. But let's go ahead, dive into these two 2019 Mustangs and see where you are going to spend your Mustang money. So you'll see on the front end of the business of this 2019 EcoBoost Mustang, the grille is going to be a flat black. Now this one has the optional pony package. So what that pony package adds is you're going to get your chrome Mustang within the corral, two chrome extensions, and this honeycomb grille. I'm going to zonk it. Reason why is I wish this was gloss black. Flat black, it's going to take a better beating from rocks and sand and whatnot, but I think gloss black with the chrome trim would even bring it up to another level. You have your flat black in the lower section, and then of course you're going to have a smaller front splitter than what you could get if you went performance pack level on your Mustang. Hoods are the same, and you'll see when we go to the 2019 Mustang GT, you'll see that gloss grille, that honeycomb finish. You got the chrome pony. Now one thing that's always been a little confusing with this is that they have flat black down here, but gloss black. I'm gonna zonk that. I wish they would do one or the other. Gloss gloss or flat flat. But you got your chrome pony, same front lip spoiler or lips splitter. This you could get extended if you go Performance Pack 1 or definitely Performance Pack 2 on a GT. But this is your base model, same hood, same headlights. Grille is the major difference, but you can see the two functional heat extractors. This was something that was brand new for 2018. They did a refresh of the front end of the business. But let's go ahead, take a tour of the side and backs of these two Mustangs to see what's different. All right, guys, time to take a stroll down the side and the back of this ruby red Mustang EcoBoost. As we come around the bend with that pony package, you're getting these optional 20-inch wheels. Some people love them, some people hate them. I think that it really has a nice tie-in with the classic 1960s Mustangs with so much chrome back then, but it's brushed aluminum. I do like the style of it, and they definitely pop with this particular color, and they're a great size. I mean, 20-inch wheel, very nice size wheel. As we go down the rest of this, you'll see that also with the pony package, you get the black stripe down the side. Now, I wish that this would be like a silver, kind of pop a little bit. I think it gets a little muddled into the color of the car, but you can see it's got the Mustang script in there, and it's a nice tasteful stripe that I think helps this particular car stand out from the rest of the crowd. As we go down the side, here's some other touches for the pony package. You got chrome trim around the windows, rear side window and rear quarter window. Really gives it that nice classic Mustang look. And then as we work our way to the back, you have a nice color matched trunk lid spoiler, just enough. And then of course you're gonna get that 3 layout of the taillights, that tri-bar layout. There's that iconic Mustang logo. I actually like this Mustang logo with the tricolore red, white, and blue behind it. Now, one way to tell from the back that this is an EcoBoost is this one, because it does not have the optional active exhaust, has one pipe on each side. That is an automatic giveaway that this is an EcoBoost from the back of the Mustang. But let's go ahead, take a stroll around the Mustang GT over there and see what's different. All right, guys, time to take a walk around the Mustang GT. So as we come around the bend, here is your standard wheel. You can see that this is an 18-inch wheel. So on that Mustang EcoBoost, you are actually getting a larger diameter wheel, 20-inch, because those are optional. This 18-inch wheel, it's a standard wheel. Some people love this design. I'm not really the biggest fan of it, but you do have the machine brushed aluminum here and the gloss black. As we work our way down, right there, 5.0, 5.0, gotta go. Let's talk about police, but 5.0, that badge, so iconic because underneath that hood, 460 horsepower V8. That's really what you're paying for with this particular one. As we work our way back, as you can see, there's no chrome around the glass. And then as we get to the trunk area, same style trunk lid spoiler, color match. And then from the back, it's pretty much gonna be spot on. You still have your tri-bar taillights. What I love about them is that they blink in succession from one another, from right to left if you're going left, and then same way over here if you're making a right-hand turn, which really ties it back to that classic Mustang. GT logo, here's the difference. Like I said, on the GT, you're gonna get quad exhaust compared to the single exhaust. But let's go ahead, pop the hoods of these two ponies and see what kind of power we're working with. All right, guys, we got the hoods popped on these two Mustangs. Let's start with the 2019 Mustang EcoBoost. So that is that it's rear-wheel drive setup. That's why you see the engine mounted in the frame like that, but that's that 2.3 liter EcoBoost engine. EcoBoost means turbocharged, 310 horsepower, 320 pound-feet of torque. This Mustang weighs 3,532 pounds. In the city, 21 miles to the gallon. On the highway, 32 miles to the gallon. Believe it or not, with the 10-speed automatic, 0 to 60 in about 4.9 seconds. Let's go ahead and feast our eyes on the Mustang. So first of all, we're gonna zonk the hood props on both of these vehicles. These hoods need to have some type of hood strut. They also, if you're not gonna do that, they need to have some rubber material here, because this hood, especially because it's black, extremely hot to open. So that's a zonk to me. Another zonk is this engine cover. I actually like the engine cover on the EcoBoost more. This thing is like the size of an aircraft carrier. I think you could land an F-15 on that cover there, but get rid of that and show off the intake plenum, please, Ford. But underneath all that plastic, 460 horsepower, 420 feet-pound of torque. This thing weighs 3,825 pounds. So you're looking at about 300 pounds more than the EcoBoost. This one is mated to the same slick shifting 10-speed automatic transmission, 0 to 60 in 4 seconds flat. MPGs is where you're gonna take a hit. Yeah, you're gonna fly off the line and beat the EcoBoost, but where you're also gonna beat them is to the gas station. 16 miles to the gallon in the city and 25 on the highway. Let's get to the best part though. Let's fire these up and see how different they sound. All right, guys, time to check out what's on the interior of the Mustang EcoBoost. Now, before I go any further, MSRP on this one is around $36,000. We're trying to get it close. There's about a $2,000 gap between the base GT and this one. This one, though, has lots of options. So you could get a Mustang EcoBoost for actually a lot cheaper. I just wanted to try to get it as close to price point because remember, we're talking about your Mustang dollars. Let's go to the door panels. Door panels are going to be very similar no matter if you're looking at the GT or the EcoBoost. This one though, with the upgraded interior, I like the leather trim on the back portion and I love that tan contrast stitching. Looks very high scale, nice quality, great look. Now as we go from the door to the dash, here's going to be some other similarities. You get the dual cowl dash, nice soft material, little Mustang badge there. I like this silver aluminum material that they have across the center. Circular air vents, here's where you're gonna notice a big difference. Nice 8-inch infotainment system. I really love the way you can control your AC. If you don't wanna do AC, you go back here, you can get to your compass, you can get to your radio controls, your phone, the whole 9 yards, the sync system. Such a nice, easy way to use it. It's also dual climate zone as well. As we pan down, heated and ventilated seats. I love the chrome toggle switches with your different drive modes and stuff. Nice aluminum metal engine start stop button. You have a USB little cubby. This is going to be getting you through that 10-speed automatic transmission. 2 cup holders with some nice silver trim. Good old-fashioned regular e-brake. I'm going to zonk it because I wish they would have took the stitching from the doors and put it here and over here. Also on the armrest, it's very soft, but I would like that contrast stitching here. You open this up, you get another USB, a 12-volt, and some good storage, and then check out the seats. I love the material. They're full leather. Love the look of it, and the tan really pops with the ruby red color. I really like that style overall. But why don't you come on over to the business end and I'll show you what's going on behind the wheel of this Mustang EcoBoost. All right, guys, business end behind the wheel of the Mustang. Now, what's nice is I like the aluminum trim. This Mustang logo lights up at night, looks really good. You do have power on the bottom. What I hate about these seats is manual on the back. Come on. At this price point, MSRP $36,000, I would like electric on the back. But I do like the size of the wheel. I like the shape. The buttons are in a really great place. And then you have the good old-fashioned tachometer and speedometer, nice analog. And then you have a nice digital display there in the center. And you could toggle, do your steering feel. You could do all sorts. You shut off the traction control. That'll be fun when we take it for a drive. Go through our different drive modes, which is great. But I actually do enjoy the analog setup. Now, you can get the optional 12-inch LED, but that's going to bring up the price. Let's go ahead, though, and check out what's going on inside that Mustang GT. All right, guys, we're inside the Mustang GT. Remember, this is a standard entry-level trim. I know you're probably wanting to know the question. You probably already know the answer because I kind of gave it away if you were adding numbers. This one has an MSRP of around $38,000. So $2,000 difference, but let's see what you get for the $2,000. To the door panels, a little bit of leather material, but most of it is going to be cloth. So if you remember from the EcoBoost, the door panel was much nicer with some better contrast stitching. I do like the white contrast stitching, though I don't like that cloth, but this is the entry level. As we go from the door to the dash, you have this nice aluminum finish. I actually like the finish better on the EcoBoost. This almost looks like fish scales to a certain extent. So I'm not really in love with this setup. If I'm gonna go Mustang GT, I'm going at least Performance Pack Level 1. This, though, wins the Zonk of the Year award. Are we for real? That is the infotainment screen, and if you notice when I put it in reverse, that's your backup screen as well. So I hope you have a nice magnifying glass or a telescope if you want to see the backup camera very well. Hard plastic all the way around because we need to take up that space with something. No heated or ventilated seats, no dual climate control. This is the entry level one. You don't even get the toggle switches, those nice toggle switches. USB, this is the same 10-speed like I said, same cup holders and same armrest with USB and a 12-volt, and then these are the seats. Now for cloth seats, they look pretty damn good, but they still are cloth seats. I do like the Mustang logo and the stripes and the contrast stitching, but I think we'd all agree that the leather seats on the Mustang EcoBoost, the way that it's optioned, are much nicer. But that's the thing. Do you need all that power, or do you want some amenities on the inside? That's the big question. But why don't you come over to the business end? I'll show you what's going on behind the wheel of this Mustang GT. All right, guys, we're behind the wheel, the business end. Here's some differences. Now remember, on that EcoBoost, the way it was optioned, you get the nice aluminum panel with the lights. This is just plastic. That's something at this price point. Same steering wheel though, so same great steering wheel. I would like to see a different wheel if you're gonna pay more money. When it comes to the gauges though, gauges are exactly the same. So you have your analog tach, analog speedometer. You don't have the toggle switches, but you can change the steering feel. You can't go into different modes though. Traction control can be shut off, but that is about it. So big question for yourself, you need to answer it. Do you want the power, or are you okay with a good amount of power? Because 0 to 64.9 seconds is nothing to laugh about. Or do you want that more technology? Let's get to the best part. Let's take these two for a spin. All right, guys, we're leaving Walker Ford. We're gonna start off in the 2019 Mustang EcoBoost. Get on the loud pedal, 10-speed drops down, and we're off. Now there is a sound that is pumped into the cabin to make it a little bit of a deeper note than what you heard outside the vehicle. Like I said though, 310 horsepower. If you go back to the early days of muscle cars, there were quite a few that had around 300 horsepower. So here we are in the 21st century, inline four turbocharged engine, 2.3 liter, pumping out 310 horsepower. Still though, there is that difference, that gap between this and the horsepower of the Mustang GT at 460 horsepower. But let's talk about the fine touches in this one. Like I said, you're getting a nice large infotainment system. As you can see, we got our AC controls going. I got ventilated seats in here, which you're definitely not gonna get in that Mustang GT the way that it's trimmed out. Also, the seats are heated as well. Same great driving position. In either of these two Mustangs, I really like the driving position, especially when you compare it to a car. And I know you're probably gonna say, not again. Yes, the Camaro. We have to compare it to the Camaro. One thing I don't like, and I'm gonna zonk, are the paddles. They're plastic, and they're a little on the smaller side. To be honest with you, I don't think many people are gonna use the paddles. So wouldn't that be a great way to just save on the bottom line and not even have them, and just let that 10-speed do what it's meant to do? Also, of course, the leather trim interior. Very comfortable. I love the way that the seats, the backs are great. The bottom portion is also as well. As you can see, driving in Florida, you get a little bit of everything. But hey, what's a Rady's Rides review without cars going zigzagging all over the place? At least it's not us. Very, very smooth. Yay, we made the light. Like I said though, where you're gonna beat a Mustang GT in this EcoBoost is you're not going to the gas station as much as the Mustang GT has to. The Mustang GT is a little thirstier. This one, 21 in the city, 32 in the highway. Very respectable, especially with that type of power. 310 horsepower, over 300 foot-pounds of torque. All right, guys, we're gonna see how this EcoBoost handles on the brakes into this left-hand bend. Remember, you have about 300 pounds less weight in this EcoBoost than you have in the Mustang GT. And a lot of that weight obviously is gonna be over the front end. Good feedback coming to the steering wheel. I really like that. What's awesome is you could adjust the sensitivity of the steering wheel. Right now I have it in sport mode overall, and the steering is also in sport. So I like that balance, I like that feel, and I really could understand what the grip level is from those front tires. Very balanced car for sure. Let's go ahead and try another left-hand bend here. Not using the paddles or anything, on the brakes, rear wheel drive, downshifts. Very nice, very nice. Look at this, very, very nice. Take it out, apex down, on throttle. I tell you, a very balanced car, and it's gonna surprise you how it handles. And I think that definitely we're gonna see that when we hop in the Mustang GT. So let's go ahead. We're going to wrap this one up and get back to Walker Ford and swap seats. So I'll see you in a split second. All right, guys, we're leaving Walker Ford. We're in the 2019 Mustang GT. This is the part where you're probably gonna wanna spend more money right here. So that 5-liter Coyote V8, 7,500 RPM, 460 horsepower. That is where, if you're gonna take your Mustang money and you want power, you're gonna be spending it on this car and not on the EcoBoost. Now, interior-wise, like I said, it's got an infotainment system that I don't know what planet it came from, to be honest with you. I'm really gonna zonk and zonk it again. There's a phone. So we got a cell phone is larger, smartphone is larger screen than what you get on the infotainment. But what is definitely large and in charge is that engine up front. Now remember, with the Mustang GT, it is weighing around 300 pounds more than the Mustang EcoBoost. And you'll see when we take this around our little bend of an area, you'll see how the weight is going to really affect the steering overall of the car compared to the EcoBoost. The EcoBoost is going to feel a little lighter on its feet, so to speak. Cloth seats though are very comfortable, not heated, not ventilated though. So if you gotta have that, it's gonna cost you more with the Mustang GT because we're already almost $2,000 higher in price than that Mustang EcoBoost the way it's been optioned out. But I do like how comfortable the cloth seats are. You're gonna still get that same great visibility, same great steering wheel. Now remember, like we showed you earlier, you can adjust steering feel in this standard Mustang GT, but you cannot, there's no driving modes like in that Mustang EcoBoost. You can option it in, but it is gonna drive up the price of the vehicle. So the great thing about the Mustang, even with all that extra horsepower, very smooth, very easy to drive, and I really do like that. So, you know, if you haven't been in a high horsepower car ever, or not in recent time, you're gonna be able to enjoy and handle the horsepower just fine. Getting onto a highway, very easy to do. Of course, if you need a merge and you need a merge now, you get on that loud pedal and the 10-speed does the work. Very, very smooth. The power delivery is so smooth, and I love how on the Mustangs, it just pulls all the way through the rev line. I really, really think that that shows how smart that engine has been engineered and how well tuned it is from a performance standpoint and a drivability standpoint. You do still have those same plastic paddles on the back of the wheel. Maybe if you're in a Mustang GT, you might use them a little bit more than a Mustang EcoBoost. To be honest with you, the 10-speed does the business very, very well. Very consistent, 0 to 60 in 4 seconds in this Mustang GT. All right, guys, let's see how it handles a little left-hand bend here. Very, very nice. Liking the feedback. Rolling out on throttle. Here we go from the V8. Get on the loud pedal, and she goes. The great thing is you're getting the power down consistently every single time, because guess what? You could have 2,000 horsepower. If you're just gonna spin the tires, you're not going anywhere. So with this Mustang GT, you're getting the power down very, very consistently. As you can see, low fuel came up. That's the thing. 16 miles to the gallon compared to 21. Let's see how she handles one more time in this left-hand bend. On the brakes. Good pedal feel, even though we don't have Brembos. Tip it in. Nice, solid, smooth. Very, very nice. We have to yield for the garbage truck, of course. But like I said earlier, when you need to roll out and you need to get out of the way very quickly in this Mustang, that's gonna be the fastest way to do it. But going into that left-hand bend, you could feel the weight a little bit more off the front end. And what I did was, to keep it consistent, I left it in sport for the steering feel compared to the other ones. Great feedback, great weight. Hopefully this was enough to give you a comparison between the two. We're gonna wrap it up, get back to Walker Ford, so I'll see you in a split second. All right, guys, it's been one heck of a day here at Walker Ford. We took these two Mustangs out. Really, the answer is in your court for this question. Which way should you spend your Mustang money? Are you gonna cut out the amenities and go just muscle car horsepower? Or are you happy with 310 horsepower and you get all those great amenities? The answer's up to you. But just like always, I gotta give a huge shout out to Frank Walker, Weston Walker, Tracy, Benji, Austin, everybody here at Walker Ford. So accommodating, getting these Mustangs just for you guys. If you're new to the channel and you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. Make sure you come back. I promise you it's worthwhile. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Rady's Rides family. If you wanna help us keep making great content just for you here on Rady's Rides, click the link in the description, get yourself some Rady's Rides merch. Every little bit helps. Speaking of every little bit, Big Guns McGee, Tom Moschner, capturing not just one Mustang, but two Mustangs on camera. He's back from the Philippines. He went on a pilgrimage. He found the meaning of life, and now he's back on Rady's Rides. So thank you, Tom, for all your hard work. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.